Blog Talk Radio.
What time is it?
WH Radio.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to WrestlingHeads Radio. This is me, Oscar. I am filling for skits tonight. Joining me now, we got Chris. What's going on, Chris?
What's going on, man?
Yeah.
Day
before
3.
I know you're... Was that again?
Day 3.
Yeah, day 3. This is the third show in a row. But we're not gonna have a show until Monday after this. So yeah. We're gonna have the New Age Punisher B-Boy joining us in a bit. We're gonna be calling him in a little bit. So for the meantime, let's talk about B-Boy. Chris, what's your thoughts of B-Boy?
Like I said, he's one of those guys to me anyway. It's a little bit different for me. He's one of those guys that's had success on both sides of the country. I mean, not only what he's done in California, but he's had a successful run in CZW, and you know what I mean? That's not an easy thing to do, to get over on both sides. So, and he did.
Yeah.
That's the thing that stands out with me.
Yeah. And also for our listeners, I just want to let you guys know tonight, we're also going to have Joey Ryan on, but that's going to be later on tonight. B-Boy's a cool guy in person. He's going to have a career-threatening match this weekend. Hopefully he's not retiring anytime soon. So let's see what happens. We'll talk to him about that. PWG, he's also scheduled on PWG next weekend. There's something I want to ask him too. I saw on yesterday on the Wrestling Cares Facebook that they had a picture of B-Boy, but he's not on the card. So I'm trying to think, is he part of some kind of bonus match or something? So I'm going to talk to him about that. Like he's involved somehow in this Wrestling Cares event, but we're going to talk to him about that. We got Toby joining us too. What's going on, Toby?
Hey, how's it going?
Just to let you know, we're going to call B-Boy. He says he's going to, he told me to give us a minute, so I'm going to call him up. Okay, he said to call him. What's that?
Oscar, was that you just texting me right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I didn't check my phone.
All right, hold on. B-Boy said to call him right now. We're going to call him on. Let me look up his number real fast.
Hi, Toby.
And his area code is 619. Let me call him.
Well, I'd hope so.
That's sweet. That's pretty sweet.
I tell you, one of you guys say Puika Puyaka.
I had thought it.
Okay, I'm going to call him right now.
Hello.
Is this the New
Hello.
Age Punisher B-Boy?
Yes, it is.
B-Boy, you're live on WrestlingHeads Radio.
I'm live. You don't even give me a countdown. What the fuck, dude? What's going on, yo?
What's going on, man?
It's like the old school when you call someone. It's like in the old school when you call someone when they won a trip. Yeah, right. Shit.
Well, let me introduce you to my co-hosts, like Chris and Toby. I guess you met Toby a couple of times, so yeah, you're joining us right now. Let's get this show on the road, all right? All right.
Sounds good, dude.
All right. Well, before we get this show started, I want to let our listeners know if you guys have any questions for B-Boy, tweet us at WrestlingHeads, or you can always call us at 760-454-1107. All right, B-Boy, my first question I want to ask you, how did you get into business? How did it all start?
Oh, man. All right, well, this is going to be a long story. Not a long story. I've always been a fan and everything like that. And my mom was the one that actually got me into it when I was, like, really, really young. Like, I never saw it on TV. My first event that I saw was live because my mom was, like, hooked on
hooked on like Dusty Rhodes and stuff like that because she's from Florida and all that. And then when I was out on the Key West, that's when I first saw my first match, and I just started watching ever since then. And I was always like, growing up, I was always with the wrong crowd and everything, so I was always kind of like outcasted because out of the group of friends that I had, they were all knuckleheads and stuff like that. I was the outcast because I was at home watching fucking wrestling. So, but when it came down to it, there was a guy, I went to an event down in San Diego, and there was a guy that was passing out flyers, and called it up the next day, and I started training a week later, and the rest was history.
Well, that's interesting. Well, that's
yeah.
a story. Well, you start off like we do. We all are fans.
Yeah.
Chris, you got a question for him?
Yes, and I've been fortunate to see you live in PWG, and but mostly I've seen you live in CZW. And to me, like I said earlier, you're one of those guys who's had success on both East and West Coast indie scenes. Can you describe the differences between the two, the atmosphere, crowds, or styles?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When I first started coming to the East Coast, I mean, like it was like in 2002, and that's when like really like high spots was really getting over, like, you know, like 450 Shooting Stars and everything of that nature and everything like that. And then I sent the tape to CZW. I believe it was in 2002 because I wanted to get. I heard about the Best of the Best tournament. I kept on being persistent, and I made a highlight tape of like me, Dragon, me, Spanky, and me in a couple other matches. And I just kept on being persistent. And at first they didn't want me out there because the style that I was doing wasn't something that was over there. And but then there were guys from New York, like Homicide, Low Key, Reckless Youth. I mean, like all these other guys that were from the East Coast that were doing the same type of style I was. So they kind of gave me a chance, and I did Best of the Best too. And I guess I like Dragon myself did a style out there that people were trying to do, and it just got over. I guess it was something different.
Yeah.
And from then on, I mean, the differences between the West and the East is it's like I think I answered this like on like a fan page or something like that. There really is no difference between East and West. I mean, the only difference that there is probably talent, I would say. Like the guys on the East Coast get more notice because they are on the East Coast, and that's where a lot of publicity is. Whereas guys on the West Coast are just as good or even better than some of the guys on the East Coast, and it's very underrated. And SoCal is like a hotbed of talent, but a lot of people don't know about SoCal, you know. Yeah. And the different styles, like I was fortunate when I was training. I trained Lucha, I trained American, I trained TV, I trained, you know, the whole strong style stuff. I mean, I studied everything, and fortunately I took like a couple seminars and classes, you know, to actually further my training and get stuff down pat. I mean, all the styles are there. It's just a matter of like the other person that you're working, and like for me, back in that time, there was a lot of people that couldn't adapt to certain workers because they weren't accustomed to it, and I was. Yeah. Yeah. And guys like Dragon and, you know, guys like that too, they were like, we're accustomed to different styles, you know. So I mean, to answer your question, it's really almost the same thing. It's just a matter of like talent and publicity than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I always, you know, that was always me because I come from a different perspective being on the East Coast. But go ahead, Toby.
All right. How's the neck doing, B-Boy? That's the first question I want to ask you.
The neck's a lot better. I mean, I've been doing this a very long time, and I mean, I hurt just like anybody else, but my neck and my knees always banged up, and my lower back's always banged up. But it's something that like I've been doing. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time, so it's something like I know when I can go and I know when I can't go. But I mean, other than that, everything's been pretty well. I mean, bumps and bruises here, but I mean, I still get occasional like strains and tears and all that shit, pinched nerves.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn that you guys are always saying that ibuprofen's your best friend.
You know what's funny? It's like I actually do. For those like I think Oscar would tell you this. Like for those who know me, I actually don't take pills. I used to have a problem with them when I was younger in the business. I used to have a real big problem with them. And what I do is I drink. That's the thing that calms me down. That's why you always see me at a bar, like having a beer or something like that, because that's my pain reliever. You know what I mean? Because I'd rather drink than take pills and go down that road again. So.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, Oscar.
Yeah, okay. I want to ask him about PWG. I know you're scheduled to be. You're gonna have a match, or actually a tag match. You're teaming up with Willie Mack against PP Ray. But I just want to ask you about PWG. I know you participated on 10 not long ago, and I know you've been part of PWG since the beginning. I want to know what your thoughts about PWG lasting this long, and did you ever thought it will last this long?
To be quite honest, I didn't. When PWG first happened, and I think Joey and other guys know this, like they asked me to work, and I was very skeptical about it at first because I'd never heard of 6 workers basically doing a promotion. Because like in my head, because you know how the wrestling world works, I was thinking in my head, all they're going to do is put themselves all over about this, it's a la 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 and everything like that. But the weird thing about it is from the first show, like there was a different type of feel in the back. It's very laid back. There was like no politics. There was nothing that you had to worry about, you know. To answer your question though, like in the beginning, I was skeptical. I really was, just because, like I said, it was something new and it's something that I've never been a part of, or even seen, or even heard of at that time. And the way it's totally surpassed, like beyond everything right now on how successful they have become. You know what I mean? They're like they're a staple out here in California, which is actually really hard to do, especially when you're trying to draw. And I know the talent that they bring in and everything like that. I mean, it's something that the 6 of them should be very proud of. You know what I mean? And I don't even know if they thought they would succeed as much as they did. And I'm actually like I'm happy for them. I'm proud for them. I mean. I'm just glad, you know, they still have a spot for me, you know what I mean, and I go back a long ways with them, and I can hopefully they continue the success. I mean, I don't see them faulting for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I agree with you. It seems like their tendon's getting bigger. Probably their video sales are getting bigger. These guys probably be around for another 20 more years, I guess. But yeah, and I'm going to
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I'm going to see you over there next weekend, so I can't wait for that. Chris, you got another question?
Yeah, and I'm going to go around, you know, your career. And you wrestled for IWA Mid-South, and you worked, you know, the greats went through there, and you worked with them. My question is about a guy who seems to get either positive or negative reviews, never in the middle, and that's Ian Rotten. How was he like towards you and the rest of the boys?
For myself, I've never had a problem with Ian at all. The money, transportation, I mean, flights and everything, I never had a problem with Ian. I know that he has a reputation of messing up a couple, you know, good terms with like certain wrestlers and stuff like that, but Ian has always treated me well, always gave me the utmost respect, always, I mean, like, he was a guy that kind of, you know, got the ball rolling with me, too, along with bookings as well. I mean, CZW was the one that got me noticed on the East Coast, and then I did Ted Petty for them in, I believe, 2003, and that's from that point, Ian always wanted me on the shows in the Midwest. And each and every time, I mean, there's always going to be hiccups in wrestling, and unfortunately, you know, Ian has gotten a couple of hiccups and everything like that. Personally and professionally, he's always been real good to me. I can't say anything bad against him because nothing bad has happened to me, you know.
You know, absolutely, and I know that you worked some great talent down there, like Punk, Nigel, and AJ, and stuff like that. And I always ask questions. I always ask that question to a guy who worked with Ian because it's always, like I said, it's always positive or negative. So. Yeah,
there's like no middle ground. I mean, like Ian definitely Ian definitely put me in there because I guess he saw something in me. I really don't know what it was, but he put me in there with Hero. He put me in there with Punk, Nigel. Seidel. I mean, he put me in there with all the top talent that was coming out on the Midwest. And he I don't know, man. He's, like I said, man, he's always been good to me and always treated me well and everything like that.
Well, B-Boy, I guess I've been to the last two shows that I was at where you were on the card. Two wrestlers actually. One was Michael Elgin and the other one Scorpio Sky. actually got a mic after when the show was coming to a close or after your match and said, that they actually looked up to you and that you were one of the wrestlers that inspired them to do for them to get into wrestling and stuff. How'd that make you feel coming from, two guys, almost pretty much main event guys in the indie circuit? I'm just like, oh my God, it's looking at it as a fan looking in at that, it's just like it's like D-Boy must be doing something right. He must. I don't. How does that make you feel? Them putting you over. Did you know that they were going to do that?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, you know what it is? It's very. You know what it does is it's very humbling because like I said, I've been around the block a while and it's coming up with 15 years this month and I started in '98 and I was one of the fortunate ones, you know what I mean? I always tell people, a lot of people always ask me how or why were you so successful, and I said I was just fortunate and blessed because when the whole indie boom started happening, it was like in 2000 to 2001, and that's when the whole indie boom just started blowing up everywhere, and I was a part of it because like Dragon and myself, Samoa Joe, and a couple others were staples out here in Southern California. And then on the East Coast, you had Reckless Youth, Low Key. This is even before American Dragon and anything like that. You know what I mean? And sometimes I wouldn't say it bugs me, but sometimes because people I feel that people forget how long I've been around, that I kind of forget that I've been around that long. You know what I mean? And It's very humbling because when you see guys like Michael Elgin, even Kevin Steen has did it for me too over at Q-Pro and Sky and everybody. I mean, when they say these certain things, like it makes me feel good, but at the same time, it makes me kind of proud because it just makes me feel like you said, it makes me feel that I actually did something right because the life of an indie wrestler isn't great, you know what I mean? And I was just lucky because I was able to live off wrestling and I still do, and like just to hear guys that, that are on top of the food chain, so to speak, right now, and just kind of go back to their roots and remember me from back in the day and, putting over the fact of this or that. I mean, it's very humbling. You know what I mean? It's very sincere. It's very genuine. You know what I mean? And a lot of people nowadays don't do that type of stuff. And when it does happen and everything, because it's something that I never expect. Because I consider myself one of the boys, and I always have been. You know what I mean? Like I might consider myself a vet, but I don't put myself over anybody else. I have the same respect that people have the respect for me. And when certain things like that happen, it's almost like a reality check to be like, you know what? Guess what? You did something good. You should be proud of yourself. And I can't commend like those guys that do that for me because I mean every time that people take a mic now or something and say something about me, I mean it's like I get emotional over it. I wouldn't say I'm gonna cry or anything like that, but I do get emotional and it makes me feel good about, the little impact I might have had on somebody else's life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man. Wow. Go ahead, Oscar.
All right. Before I ask him a question, I just want to let our listeners know if you guys have a for people, you can call us up at 760-454-1107, or you can hit us up at WrestlingHeads on Twitter. You can ask me about anything.
You can ask me about anything. You guys have an hour with me. I'm actually available, so you guys have an hour. So.
Awesome.
Well, we'd like to have you on for an hour, but we got Joey Ryan on later on, so we're not gonna have you on.
Joey Ryan.
Yeah, fuck Joey Ryan. What the hell's wrong with you?
Hey, don't. Hey, it's all my fault. We love you, Bart, if you're listening.
What about Bart?
All right.
He booked Joey Ryan too?
Yeah. Hold on. We'll talk about it later. I want to ask about AWS this weekend. Yeah, you have a big match coming up in AWS. You're going against Scorpio Sky for the AWS World Title, and you're putting your career on the line.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. If you lose this match, is this really the end for you? Like, are you really going to call it quits, or?
I will say this. Like, I'm not going to give away anything, or I'm not going to, because I actually want people. I want people to show up. You know what I mean? But my whole big thing is like I told myself in 15 years that I would I knew I was going to be at a crossroads, and I told myself that in 15 years, if I felt like I couldn't keep up, or if my body was, shutting down, or just to move on with life, that in 15 years after, or the month of, I would retire. It's kind of hard to explain, and kind of hard to know what's going to happen or anything like that. But I mean, if anything, I just want people there. I mean, it's going to be. I feel like the people that have followed my career a while are emotionally invested in the match, and that's something that I feel that's lacking in the indies nowadays. When somebody's so emotionally invested, and I think maybe with just that match alone, it just might bring more emotion. You know what I mean? And I believe, we'll see what happens. I mean, either way, it's going to be a good match, and it's in a steel cage, and shit's going to get crazy. So.
Yeah, I mean, for our listeners, if you guys plan to go to AWS, you better get your tickets now, because you never know. And all you guys, if you guys are going to attend the show, I suggest this. If B-Boy walks out with the strap, buy him a fucking drink, because he deserves that.
I like drinks.
I want to buy you
drinks.
Buy B-Boy a drink anyways.
Yeah, just buy him anything. Hey, fuck it, buy him a shot of Fireball. Whatever, man. Just buy him something,
Yeah.
I guess we got Skits on the line. What's going on, Skits?
Who?
What's going on, gentlemen?
Wait,
who is this?
This is Skits.
Skits. What up, Skits?
What's going on, Russ?
Chilling, man.
I'm here at work, so I didn't get to be on the show, so I'm just going to call and ask my one question and get back to work. You have, correct me if I'm wrong, you're going into 15 years in your career, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever think, when you first started with your career, you would still be wrestling for over 15 years or close to 15 years?
When I first started, there was actually just one goal that I wanted to do. My major goal was to go to Japan, and I did that in like 2005 or 2006. When I first started, it was something that I wanted to do, but I wasn't sure. And I was, like I said, and I've told many people this, I was just like fortunate, man, and everything just kind of rolled into place, and I'm still working every weekend, you know what I mean, and still doing that. I'm still doing everything. I mean, it's been a hell of a ride. But to answer your question, no, I never thought that I would make it like 15 years.
Yeah, definitely, man. Ever since I've been following you, all I can say, every match that I've seen, I've definitely enjoyed, from seeing you at the AWS shows to PWG, so yeah.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the support.
Definitely.
But it's been crazy, man.
I'm definitely looking forward to this weekend. I'll be there, so.
All right, perfect, man. Thank you.
And I'll buy you a beer.
Yeah, beer.
You got like 10 people buying you beers already, B-Boy. You're gonna be drunk.
I know, right? I don't have to waste all my pay on beer now. People can buy me beer. That's gonna be money.
My girlfriend said she'll buy you beer too.
All right.
Damn, B-Boy's going to get fucked up that night.
Man, it's going to be one of those nights. I already know it is.
Well, I'm staying for the after party this time.
No.
We'll hang out.
Hell yeah.
Get to the Kings
right.
The Kings are winning 3-0.
Nice.
Or 3-1.
Right, cool. That's whatever.
All right, Chris, you got a question?
Yeah, and you mentioned that you went to Japan, and you said that was one of your goals. And I mean, what a moment that had to be for you. Can you describe how the feeling was? Can you describe how the feeling was when you finally made it over there? And what company did you work for, and who did you work for?
I was over there for the Wrestle Jam for Dragon Gate. Not Dragon Gate USA, the original Dragon Gate in Japan.
Yeah.
And I was there. I was over there. Like when I got, it was actually a good crew that I was there with. It was me, Jack Evans, Austin Aries, Roderick Strong, Jimmy Rave, Seidel was there. I mean, it was a good crew that was down there. So everybody knew each other. Everybody was having fun, and you know, it was my first time there, but like a couple others have been there, and it was something surreal, and it was like the first time walking into the ECW arena and just like being a part of history, and you know, being in that building and seeing how disgustingly it's dirty, but it's the most amazing place ever. And yeah, you know what I mean. And then when I got to Japan, I worked in Kirk and Hall too, and it was really surreal. I mean, because like when that happened, I just like my whole life just kind of like to flash back, because I was like, man, I wouldn't ever think this. I mean, you got like, you know, a thug that wrestles different from everybody else, that wears a T-shirt, that doesn't have that body, that doesn't do promos, that doesn't, you know, look like a wrestler, and he's fucking in Japan doing, you know, stuff like this. It was something surreal, man. It was how can I explain it? It was something like it felt like a dream. You know what I mean? And then, like, when I did my first match there and everything like that, the first match that I did there was me, I believe it was me, Yoshino, and Doi against Roderick Strong, Sema, and Jack Evans. And it was, like, that match came off really good, and then like the finish that I was using at the time, that Doi uses now, the finish I was using at the time, and Doi kind of took it from me, but it's all good. But like, it was cool because like I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then like Sema and me and a couple others went to like a little store and showed me a magazine that covered the event, and it shows me doing the move. I'm just like, wow, dude, this is awesome. And I'm actually in a Japanese fucking magazine. You know what I mean?
Holy shit.
It's yeah, man. It's definitely one of those things that it's definitely my biggest highlight as a wrestler. And just if I could become a wrestler over again and stuff like that, I would definitely be trained and living in Japan, and you know, and everything like that. It's just so respectful, and it's something that's missing out here in the States. You know what I mean?
Competitive. I mean, I envy you. Kirk and Hall to me is the Mecca. I mean, that I would always want to have a chance to go to. So I envy the shit out of you. Just to even be there. So
yeah, man, it was awesome.
Yeah. All right, Tubbs, go ahead.
Yeah. Since you're on for an hour, B-Boy, now I got like, you opened up like, I thought we only had you for like 20 minutes, so I was getting all the good questions now, but now since we got you on for a longer, I got a whole book. Okay. No, we got him on for an hour. That's what he said. All right. So, B-Boy, okay, the question I have here is, you've pretty much wrestled everyone. I mean, I can't think of anyone who you haven't wrestled. Is there anyone that you have not wrestled that you would like to wrestle, and who is your favorite opponent, and who did you have the best chemistry with?
You know, it's actually kind of funny. There's a couple guys on the Indies that are just breaking out that I feel that I can have a good match with. One of them is Adam Cole. Me and Adam go back a long time when he first started training at CZW, and a lot of people don't know this, but I was very instrumental on one of the reasons why Adam actually started getting big on the East Coast, and it was for Dragon Gate USA, and I called Gabe Sapolsky up, and he put me on the show there against Moxley, and he needed somebody to go against Kyle O'Reilly. And I told Gabe about, Adam, and I said, Adam, just go there. Just you're going to be there with me and everything. And Adam did good. And he's one guy that I would want to have a match with before, let's say, that's one match that I would want. You know what I mean? Just so, because I know he wants a match too. He's always wanted to work me. And when I was wrestling constantly at the arena, he was always in the crowd before he started training, I think it would just be a good full circle thing to have a match with Adam. You know what I mean? Another guy is everybody's telling me that a lot of people want to see me and AR Fox work, and I think it'll be good. I think that's another match I would want. As in favorite opponent, I can't really say favorite opponent, but the people that I've had most chemistry with, I would say obviously one is Dragon. Every time me and Super Dragon were in the ring, we just something just came out of the match that was always good for some reason, and I credit Dragon for that too. You know what I mean? Because Dragon was when he was on top of his game, he couldn't be touched. You know what I mean? And I was just fortunate to have like those guys, actually. Have those matches with them and everything. And I think it's because of those matches that actually helped me become more successful. And Dragon doesn't get a lot of credit where credit's due and everything. And I think that's something that definitely needs to happen, especially with guys that that he's worked in the past with and everything like that. Another person that I have good chemistry with is Drake Younger. Me and Drake are, for some reason, we just we do good business together in the ring. You know what I mean? And I was just so happy when he moved out here, because me and Drake have known each other for a while as well, and I'm happy that he's out here now, and I'm happy that I could do as little as I did, but I'm happy that that match with Drake over at PWG kind of like solidified him as on the roster and everything like that. So I was the funny story is like I picked Drake up from the airport because he came in from Long Beach, I believe. I came up from the airport and I said, I don't care what we do and everything. I just want to make sure that you have a spot on the roster. And we kind of went batshit crazy on that. And,
yeah. That match was unbelievable.
Yeah, we would just basically beat the shit out of each other. I kind of figured the crowd, because the crowd was, the crowd I feel that I know the PWG crowd. I know what they like. I know what they don't like. I know what they've seen, and I know what they haven't seen in a while, I should say. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think what Drake and myself did was, it was a little maybe slow for their taste, but the stuff that we were doing, they probably were like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So
yeah. No, I mean, sitting there in the audience that night, that match was perfect. That match was unbelievable. However you guys did it told a great story, and you did everything I think that you were trying to accomplish, which was put Drake over, and he became like one of PWG favorite instantly after that night. And it was I still can remember sitting in the audience and hearing you guys butt heads and just hear your heads cracking together. I'm just going, oh my god, what are they doing? Yeah. Another thing is I just had a little part, you know what I mean? It was a part of a dance, and me and him have good chemistry together, and the reason why he's so successful now in California is because of him. You know what I mean? It's not because of me. Just a little part of just that match. I'm just happy that it did enough for Dragon, Joey, and the PWG fans to actually like him. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, he's unbelievable, and that match is still. I think my girlfriend sitting here, she can even probably attest to this. That was still one of our favorite matches that we've ever seen. Just because it was our first time seeing Drake, and you guys just had an unbelievable match. Go ahead, Oscar.
All right, for our listeners, we're about to close with them pretty soon. So if you have any questions, you better call us at 760-454-1107 or tweet us at WrestlingHeads, because we're not going to have them on. So this is going to be our final question for them. This is going to be my final question, so I just want to ask you, I just saw at WrestlingHeads' Facebook that they have a picture of you, but you're not going to be on the card. Are you going to be involved in WrestlingHeads this weekend?
This weekend, you know what? I don't know. I'll just leave it like that. I don't know.
Oh, so is this like some kind of surprise? You just don't want to say anything right now?
Well, I just don't. It's almost a complicated issue. So let's just say if I'm there, I'm there. It would be people will be generally surprised. If I'm not there, then I'm not there. People won't be disappointed. You know.
All right. Well, I'm going to be in Gardena. Gardena's just down the street where I live. So if I see you there, I'm going to see you there on Saturday. All right.
There you go.
All right then, Chris, you got a final question?
Yeah, and I saw you live at CZW 11th anniversary in one of the meccas of the world is ECW Arena, and I saw you work against Mox. Any memories of working John Moxley? And we all know who he is now in WWE, but any stories or?
You know, with Mox was always really like when I first met him. I first met him over in I think it was Peoria, Illinois, I believe, in the Midwest, and I worked him, Drake, I think it was Devin Moore, and myself, and we did like a 4-way. And like he was good in the match, real simple, real easy, and everything like that. And then when he started traveling to Philly and started working for CZW, I actually started really seeing like how he was as a worker and how he is as a talker and everything like that. He's like the best possible compliment that I could give Mox is like he's like a modern day like Roddy Piper. Like that's what he reminds me of. And he reminds me so much of him. And like me and Mox were always cool. We were always friends. We partied at the bar. He still texts me once in a while when he's in town and everything like that. I mean, he's been like I knew he was going to be good. You know what I mean? Not knew. He was already good to begin with. I knew he was going to make money, I should say. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he definitely is just one of those guys that actually, you know, I mean, everybody knows that, like, the Fed right now is looking at indie talent because they realize that indie talent is, like, where it's at right now. And and I knew when that was happening that Mox was going to get picked up, for sure. And, but, I mean, I have nothing bad to say against him at all.
Oh, shit, there he is. He's coming.
Sorry.
Is he calling you?
Sorry, I had to do
that. Well, yeah, dude, he's been well, man. It's the same thing with Punk. It's the same thing with Hero, Claudio. I mean, like, you just, like, as a worker and, you know, being in as long as I have, like, when you see, like, these guys and the way they work, and it doesn't surprise me that they're on TV. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't surprise me at all. It was just a matter of when they got on.
And before Toby asks the last question, I would just say I'm very happy that I got to see you wrestle on PWG at 10. And I feel lucky and honored, man. So, hey, whatever happens is your next match, always a fan. Good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, man. But for future and everything like that, because I know you're going to have Joey on right now, I mean, just, like, I know I'm a busy man and everything, but next time I'll put more, hopefully we could get more time in and we could go over stuff if you want to keep, going into it.
Yeah, that would be nice because I have probably about, like, 10 more questions I want to ask, but...
That's fine.
They're cutting me short here. But I guess final question. What I honestly want to know, which I've been dying for information for a long time, and I asked you if I could ask you this in the show, and you said I don't got a problem talking about it. Was the whole incident in IWL with Cadillac and Justin Reich, and you were the first-hand correspondent to that whole thing. And I talked to Ray Rosas, and Rosas says I'm not saying shit about it, and I've talked to a bunch of other people, and they're just like, I'm not going to tell you what happened, but you said I'll be an open book about it. So what the heck happened that night? Not like we all kind of knew it was real, and what led to that happening? Where two wrestlers almost got into actual fight in the ring.
Well, this is the way that I see things. Is that when you have wrestlers doing a certain storyline, whether especially if it's shoot-ish. somebody's always gonna have a hot head, and somebody will forget that it's fake. You know what I mean? Not fake, but it's not real.
Yeah.
And I guess when the caddy turned heel, I guess he did the promo. You know what I mean? He got on Reich. He did the promo, and it's apparently something they talked about. And I guess maybe Reich thought it was too personal. I could be wrong on that. And Caddy said what he had to say, and I guess it got heated in the ring. And from what I know, I remember I went out there and I saw a punch thrown. I don't know who it was or anything. And I went out there and because Caddy's like my little brother, and Reich's a good dude and everything, and I just wanted to go out there and just stop it because it looked very unprofessional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I said if you guys were going to do something, I would have done something in the back or something like that. It looked unprofessional in the ring. So I went out there. I said, the caddy, stop it, blah, blah, blah. We go in the back, and they were, separated and everything like that. And I was, trying to mediate everything because I didn't know exactly what happened, And Caddy had his story. Rock had his story. To be honest, I just think it was just whether it was misunderstanding or maybe it was just too much testosterone in the ring, Because, that could have been it as well. I think from what other people were telling me when I think Caddy did an unprotected kick to Suave too, but I think that was totally unintentional, and I think that kind of got out of hand as well. Not out of hand, but I think that was he say she say stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but other than that, it was just. A lot of people don't fucking understand this, is that it's wrestling, you know what I mean? If you want to do, a lot of people, since that whole CM Punk thing went down when he was laying all those pipe bombs and everything like that, it was fresh, don't get me wrong, and everything like that, and everybody everybody was all into it, and hey, it's good stuff. Maybe it'll get me booked more or whatever, you know what I mean? When it comes down to, shootish stuff like that, it's not, you kind of, look like a mark. Because you're just basically trying to impersonate somebody that was on TV, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of people don't know the professionalism that comes down with shooting promos or shootish promos. And I think I just think, like I said, it was a misunderstanding, and I think it's something that probably shouldn't even happen in the first place, to be honest. But that's basically what happened. That's from my point of view and from what was said to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I have heard from Cadillac straight out of his mouth that actually it was a few weeks before, and I ran into him at a bar, and he was actually telling us at the bar that he didn't like Reich. And he goes, I honestly, as a person, I do not like that guy. And it was kind of so when we saw the whole incident happen in the ring, we kind of all sat there going, I don't think this is a work. I think this is serious shit going on here. And we know it was because Vic almost shut down the company and then he brought it back, but everything's, I guess, okay now. But yeah, hopefully they can eventually put their differences aside and maybe make a cool match out of it. I don't know.
I would hope so, but I would hope so. The only thing about wrestling too is a lot of people hold grudges. So it's just people could either be adult about it or people could be amateur. It's just a matter of whether it's the company, whether it's the worker or the other worker, or it comes down to if you guys want to do good business. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah. Oscar, that's you.
B-boy still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Anybody still there?
Oscar lost connection.
Yo.
Oscar, stop talking.
Yo.
All right. Anyways, hopefully he recalls. Hopefully he disconnects and recalls. Keep going, B-boy.
But yeah, that's what it comes down to. I just think if it was a personal matter, I think if it's a personal matter, I think it's something that maybe they should talk about. Instead of rather trying to, whether it's trying to work something out of it. You know what I mean? I think it's something that it's what I tell people. If it's going to be a personal matter, make sure you guys talk about it first. And then make good business out of it, but just don't make stupid decisions. You know what I mean? I think both were at fault. So but
yeah,
but Reich's one of Vic's guys. So
yeah,
what can you do?
Yeah, I heard that story too.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
which I think.
All right, B-boy. We gotta let you go, man, because Joey Ryan's gonna call in. But hopefully in the future we can bring you back. We hope we can have you on an hour next time. So.
Yeah, man, for sure, man.
Thanks for calling in, man.
Thank you.
We go see you this weekend, and hopefully you don't lose this at AWS because we don't want you to retire.
No, man. All right, guys.
Thank you, B-boy, and I'm gonna buy you 5 beers.
All right, cool, man.
All right, B-boy, take care.
All right, later, guys.
All right, that was B-boy, ladies and gentlemen. Right now we're gonna take a
line.
What's that?
Is Joey Ryan on the other line?
No, not yet, but we're gonna take a little small commercial break, and then hopefully Joey Ryan calls in, and then we will start with Joey Ryan.
This is Joey Ryan, and you're listening to Wrestling Heads.
Four Corners Radio is the home for the best professional wrestling and independent wrestling. Discussions and coverage. Billy, Ant, Martin, and Sam bring you 3 of the best podcasts every week. The Four Corners Raw Roundtable, the Indie Project, and the Saturday Freestyle. Along with the podcast, FourCornersWrestling.com is designed with all wrestling fans in mind. Feature articles, videos, the weekly shows, and much more. Four Corners and Wrestling Heads are teaming up to bring you wrestling's next revolution. Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready, and we're ready for Joey Ryan to call in. In the meantime, let's talk about Joey Ryan. Chris, what you can say about Joey Ryan?
Love him. To me, he's the prototypical wrestler, and that includes character. I mean, you could put him in any decade, and he would be over. In the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and today. To me, he's the epitome of what a wrestler should be. Hands down.
Yeah, I mean, I could go back with way back. I remember he even showed up in Ring of Honor years ago when I used to actually was following Ring of Honor because nowadays I'm back. I'm on and off of Ring of Honor. I mean, I try to stay on it because it's hard to keep up with it, but I know what's going on. But you could go back to back then. You can also, I think he was. I remember I saw him back in the XPW reunion show, and yeah, I knew he was going to be something that time. And yeah, he ended up being on TNA. Toby, what can you share your thoughts about Joey Ryan? Toby, you there?
Think you left.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
You want to share your thoughts of Joey Ryan? While we wait for him.
Yeah, Angels suck. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I remember one of the eight. No, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. That's what I got.
No, I was gonna say
he's gonna be all pissed off, but whatever.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say is that I remember the last AWS show. They had an Angels suck chant because in AWS he's actually a heel. And there was an Angel suck chant, and he actually said, well, what's your point? Because he knows the team sucked, So I just want to say that.
But Joey is the heel everywhere, so I don't know. I don't even know where he's a face.
Well, PWG is kind of a face, and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood is a face right now.
I've never seen him a face at PWG, other than maybe this last thing where he tried to kind of stick up for Candice, but he kind of backhanding way said, the only one that's going to kick her ass is me. And that wasn't even really being a...
Well, that's just his way of saving his character, I mean, that's just stay neutral, stay real to his character. But it's definitely a face run right now in PWG. No doubt about it. I mean, they're going against the Bucks, so it has to be.
Yeah, the Bucks, for whatever reason, are the biggest heels right now in PWG. And so it's amazing how the Bucks can...
They're amazing, that's why. They're an amazing talent. They should be heels.
It's to me, it's amazing that the Bucks can be heels everywhere. Faces everywhere, but then be a heels in PWG. It's just it's crazy. How
it's called range. It's called range.
Yeah, they can do it all.
They got their spectrum, their broad spectrum. It's endless.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm ready. But I just didn't mention it's not going through. Hold on.
Okay. Well, we could have talked to B-Boy longer. I have like 20 more questions I could ask B-Boy.
But I don't know if you were. I don't know if Toby was listening. I don't know if he was out. But don't you agree? Jerry Ryan's one of those guys that you could place in 1977, 1985, and 1992. That character would translate in any genre in any decade.
You're saying
that to me is the epitome of what a wrestler is. You could place him in a freaking time machine and put him back in time and it'd be over. You know what I mean? That's to me what wrestling's all about. Character driven, you know what I mean? And he's just one of those guys to me, and always be at the top of my list.
I will tell you one thing about Joey Ryan is when I stopped watching PWG is when they stopped booking Joey Ryan, and I was what did I say PWG? TNA. Sorry. I got PWG on my mind. When I stopped watching TNA was when I stopped when Joey Ryan, they stopped booking him, and I was pretty much. It got to a while there to where nothing on TNA was interesting me, and I was just fast forwarding to get to the Joey Ryan stuff, and I watched the 10 minutes, 15 minutes of Joey Ryan stuff, and then I would turn off TNA. Now that they're not booking him anymore, I pretty much haven't watched it since they stopped booking Joey Ryan. And he was so over with the crowd and with the 87% thing, and you were seeing 87% signs in WWE. It was so over. It was nuts, and people thought the angle was real too. I mean, with him in the bullhorn and coming through the crowd with, Al Snow and.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about TNA gets a bad rap, though. I mean, they did give the guy an opportunity to be on TV, and I'm sure he would even agree. Of course, you'd probably want to stay with the company 100%, but I mean, I'm sure they paid him, and I'm sure he got a way bigger audience, his name out there to a broader audience. And I'm sure he's seeing that on the indies. I'm sure it's a lot, easier to get booked just by being on TNA alone. I mean, I'm just glad a lot more people saw him because, he's obviously a talent. TNA does that a lot, mistakes. No pay in the end. You know that. Every guy that they let go is just fucking another nail. Good luck with that, TNA, by the way.
Well,
if
they move to Vegas, it's a good chance they might bring him back because he could just drive to Vegas and all that, and hopefully they could find something for him. I think that's really why they released him because they're gonna find nothing from him. It's not like they think he sucks, but
I mean, in my mind, they did find something for him, and I just don't think they knew what to do. I think they were like, holy shit, this worked, and fuck, what do we do? I mean. Let the guy do what he can do, and let him be him. That's I guess. I'm sure he'll explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying that after the tag team thing we had with Matt Morgan, they couldn't find something from after that. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I remember he just
that
up
didn't
an
make
Impact
sense.
with a couple. Huh?
That didn't make sense. That didn't make sense at all. I mean, that thing. I don't understand that. It's like they put them together and then they ended right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought the reason why they were putting him with Matt Morgan was to put Joey over. I thought it was a brilliant move. I thought that Matt Morgan was there to help establish the character of Joey Ryan, and they just did. But TNA's been fucking up left and right, so it's.
But the thing is, that's our mindset. But their fucking mindset was probably, well, we'll get Matt Morgan over. You know what I mean? That's how they are. They're opposite of what we think, because we're idiots. That's why. But
yeah, and they ended up letting him go too.
Yeah, because guess what? If I had to pick between the two, I don't know about you. I think I know your answer.
Yeah.
So, it's TNA, And I don't think TNA realizes how lucky. I don't think TNA realizes how lucky they have it with some of the guys on their roster right now. I mean, I hope they do. I hope they realize it.
Yeah, if you have Super Dragon booking TNA, I mean, the show would probably be 100 times better than what it is. But I don't know Okay, so do we ever determine who's booking TNA right now?
I thought it was Lagana.
Yeah,
I'm sure Joey Ryan absolutely knows, but I thought it was always Lagana.
Because I thought it was for a while there. It was Russo, and then it was.
He's gone.
and then it was Cornette, and then it was Pritchard, and then it was Al Snow, and it was like, what the, and then it wasn't it D'Lo or whatever?
Well, I don't know if Al Snow was really booking much more than anybody else. I think he was just a peg, wasn't he? But Lagana right now isn't he head? I'm pretty sure it was Lagana. But wasn't Pritchard head of talent relations as well? So he had the multi fucking.
Yeah, he was actually
title, so.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. One thing TNA can do right now to save the company, well, move to Vegas, A, and B, if you want a good booker, I don't think he'll ever do it, but he might, make Jake the Snake book your show. And I'm not even joking. That guy, just the stuff he did when he was booking his own show, and the Mid-Atlantic or whatever, it's just the stuff he did was so fresh and new, and he seems like he could still do that. He's still got so much to give. And
I would give all the keys and everything 100%. The keys to the door, to all the frigging electric bills and everything. I give it to Gabe Topolsky and say, bring whoever the fuck you want, change the name, whatever you want. Come on down. You're ready. You're ready for TV now. Again. Come back to TV, Gabe.
You know what? Honestly, I think the only thing that's going to save TNA right now is to completely kill off the brand. I mean, just kill it for a year and just say we're going under, and then all of a sudden just start it back up out of nowhere and call it something else, something new, something fresh, and just start from scratch. I think that's the only way to really turn it around right now, and it'll be interesting. I don't know.
Gabe, you can call it Evolve, you can call it Dragon Gate, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Because I don't know if Dragon. I mean, of course, everyone wants Dragon, but I don't know. It's Dragon, so we don't know. I mean, he's got a good thing going right now. You know what I mean? He might not like. Is he a TV guy? I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's a different animal. I would imagine, right? Booking an indie show that is totally a different animal from a TV show. I'm sure he could do it, but
it'd probably be harder on him because the wrestlers, they tell the story in the ring for him more than he actually tells the story that he wrote, and also the fact that he only has to book a show once a month, where with TNA you got to book a show once a week, and
that's why I'm picking Gabe. That's why I'm picking Gabe, because I know he has history of it. Plus, I think it's time for him to be on TV doing a freaking show. But that's just me. I don't know fucking anything. I'm sitting on a porch.
Yeah, we're just doing a podcast. That's funny.
That's just me saying I like you. I like you, Gabe.
This is me and you saying, well, let's be the general manager. Like you know who we sound like? We sound like these idiots calling into sports shows and saying that they know more than fucking Don Mattingly, and Don Mattingly's a fucking idiot, and he's made it all the way to the NLCS. Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, I heard some caller in on friggin' one of these talk shows on sports earlier today, and someone called in for the Falcons. I'm not a Falcons fan. Let me just get that out there. But I heard someone say they were mad because the Falcons didn't sign another receiver on the depth chart because now Roddy White's hurt, Julio Jones is out for a year. So they were blaming management. I'm like, wait a minute. You just lost your all-world Julio Jones and Roddy White's hurt. How is that fucking Atlanta Falcons' fault?
Yeah, because they were playing right.
I know it's a wrestling show, but Chris, I thought they did sign one today. Somebody that used to be in the Browns. His name is Rabowski, something like that. I thought.
Okay, they did then? They ended up getting someone?
Yeah, they signed him today.
They should have tried to trade for Josh. If they're going to go with the Browns, they should have probably traded for Josh Gordon then. So, good luck with that.
You know what should do? They should trade Tony Gonzalez because he deserves to end his career in a good way, not like this way. Either trade him to the Patriots or the Chiefs and end his career like that. So they're going to the playoffs for sure. So, yeah. Fucking Joey Ryan, where you at?
Call B-Boy back. What the hell? He kicked off B-Boy. So we can get Joey Ryan.
Well, he said he's going to call in at
we might be calling him back.
Eastern time. Huh?
We might be calling him back.
12:15 Eastern time.
Eastern time, yeah, and it's already about to be 12:30 Eastern time right now.
If Joey Ryan doesn't show up, text B-Boy and ask him if he wants to come back because we got so much more to talk about.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll do that. But I'm just gonna give him another 15 minutes. I know he hasn't read my my message because I could tell from on my phone if someone read my message or not. So he hasn't read it yet. So yeah, hopefully he's doing okay. So hope he didn't fall asleep too. Shit.
Well, real quick, because we're probably not gonna have time. I don't know if you want to discuss what them rumors are. I don't know, since we're talking about wrestling.
Yeah,
The possible Sandow friggin' face turn and a world. Well, I'm not mad about the world title run. I'm kind of happy about that. But there's and it's rumors. It's internet, so they're probably wrong. But there's rumors going out totally that Sandow's probably going to get a title run and they're going to turn him face. Is that preposterous, or is that me? Face turn.
I still don't understand why Sandow even won the Money in the Bank. I think there was better guys that could have won. You know what? They should have just had one Money in the Bank. They didn't need two. I think the second case was just kind of a waste. Yeah, that's.
You think he should be a face? Absolutely not. How's that going to work?
I'm not a fan of him anyways. I don't think he's. You know, I haven't seen enough of him because I don't watch SmackDown as much as I watch Raw. So I really haven't seen enough of him to form an opinion. So I can't really say that I don't like him. I just really don't have an opinion on him yet. And so if they do put the strap on him, I would like to see what he can do with it. And I'll give the guy a chance if they want to, whether they want to do face or heel. I'll give them a chance, whatever they want to do. Because
my thing is Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It's fresh. I was going to say it's fresh, and it's not the same shit that we've seen already. So at least it's going to be fresh. So I'll give it a chance.
The thing is that we just talked about this: the turning face, turning heel, turning face, turning heel. How do you turn a guy heel who's the smartest guy in the room? Silence. I mean, they're going to make out a freaking catchphrase, like, you know, right? I don't know. It's.
I am Matt Stryker, and I am your teacher.
It's like, how can you make a fucking arrogant, smart son of a bitch from Northern California a fucking face? I just don't see it. Just fucking make him a heel and give him the world title and see if he can fucking run with it. If he can't, give it to somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I would like to see what he can do with it. It's at least fresh and new. And, yeah. What is
just keep it on Del Rio.
Right?
Or just keep it on Del Rio. Or, you know what I mean? Because I think he's fucking awesome. I don't know.
Del Rio has always had that ring psychology down. Ever since he first came in, I think his debut match was against Rey Mysterio. And even from that match, day one, Del Rio had the psychology already down, walking into the WWE. I don't know exactly where he came from, if someone can put me in. Where did he come from? I don't even know, guys.
Well, he's related to Mil Mascaras, so he's got wrestling in his blood. So he's got the pedigree. I think he's also good on the mic. I mean, a lot of people don't agree with that, but as a Hispanic, I think he's fucking phenomenal on American TV. I mean, I don't know if Oscar, you agree with that. I think he's come across in fucking light years to what he was when he first came.
Now,
he's believable.
Is he only from FCW? Like, is he fully trained WWE, or
no?
He
had a career. He had a career down in Mexico before he came.
Okay.
But his problem is, I think he's a little bit older than most. And it took him a while to get there, so I don't know. But I think he's fucking phenomenal in the ring.
I agree with you, and I just what I was saying is
he looks like one of those one-take guys, too, on promos. He's not a guy who fucking do that over. He looks like he's just smooth.
Mm-hmm. I think one thing that does hurt Del Rio a little bit was when Del Rio is himself, and you can kind of hear it through his promos where you believe that this is who he is, he gets over real well. When they WWE kind of throws scripts at him and kind of makes them more unrealistic, I think that's what kind of hurts him in a way. But when they let him cut promos and he's himself, just like CM Punk is himself, he can get over real well. And we've said it 100 times, that's what gets people over, is just them being themselves. So cut him loose. And, if Damian Sandow's the intellectual savior and that's who he really believes who he is, just with the volume turned up, let him do it. If he wants to be a face, let him do it.
It's also this, though, with Del Rio. It's the start and stop. Heel, face. It's that whole start and stop. Not every guy you could do that with. Now that they're finally keeping Del Rio, I remember we talked about this in June, keep him as a fucking heel, and they seem to be going that route. he's he's molding into this. Personally, I think he's the best he's ever been. But you can't once you turn a guy face heel. It's like a start stop, right?
Yes.
It's like a red light. You got to start over again because it's totally different. Being. And even how you wrestle. You wrestle different.
I know you guys are going to disagree with me, but even with the Sheamus turning face, that seemed to morph into Sheamus when he first turned face-ish. He still was a heel. He didn't come out and just say, "Oh, I'm a babyface." He kind of morphed into a face, and it just became then he became Sheamus. I know everyone on the show hates Sheamus, probably except me. I don't dislike him, I guess, but I think that's what you need to do, and Del Rio seems like he's becoming that heel, morphing into it. But yeah, if you make a direct, well, now I'm a face, now I'm a heel, now I'm a face kind of a thing, like they used to do back in the 1980s, it just doesn't work nowadays. That's the bottom line.
I'll tell you what though, the Sheamus first run, it's ripped, it's fucking white. White. He's really, remember? And it was really believable. He was really a fucking holy shit. Look at this fucking guy. He was in way better shape. I know he's had injuries lately, but that first run, he was a fucking monster. And that, I don't know what happened, but they went away from that. But I'll tell you what, when you go to house shows and you see Sheamus, the fucking kid love him. I don't know. It's like fucking Cena. I mean, not as much, but the fucking kids, boy, he's making money on merch. I know that. No doubt. I don't know if turning him a heel that's going to help, but who knows?
All right, so where's Joey Ryan?
Well, nothing. He haven't read my message, so I hope he's okay, man. I mean, I'm still going to give him like another few more minutes and see what happens.
Yeah, 'cause I kind of feel bad.
I'm going to give him like maybe 9 minutes.
If we call
back,
what's going to happen.
You know what's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen. You all know what's going to happen. As soon as we call B-Boy back, he's going to call in.
No, if we call B-Boy back and B-Boy gets back on the air, we should just finish the show off with B-Boy. Don't, And Joey Ryan says, I'm in. Nah, it's kind of...
Well, anyway, I mean...
That would be disrespectful.
About 10 minutes, like you said. But, what do you think, Oscar?
Well,
you're too quiet.
Well,
you're too quiet.
He did retweet earlier that we're going to have him on, and he did retweet, so...
Well, let's just wait for his phone call then.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think, Oscar, about I know we talked about this. What do you think about the heel turn, face turn? I mean, do you think it's too much? The constant switching teams.
I know they had this problem in TNA a couple years ago that it's like they turn one wrestler like 3 times in 1 year. I mean, that was really stupid. WWE seems like they're going. Well, hopefully they're not doing the same route, but they did this with Del Rio. Not even a whole full year. He just turned twice. Not in a whole full year. He turned twice now. Big Show, if they decided to turn him heel, I believe it's been not even a full year either that he just became a heel in the base. You know what I'm saying? He was a heel earlier this year.
I think it'll be 3. Want to be 3 times? Want to be back and forth back in a year for Show?
Yeah. Because...
Well, here. Go ahead, Oscar.
Well, no, I'll say, well, it's that I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I got a feeling that this is all a setup for a Big Show heel turn. He ends up joining Triple H and Stephanie. I'm hoping this is. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but yeah.
I just don't see where I don't see where you go from there, though. For story wise, I mean, he's been that henchman. He's been that big guy in the back with his arms folded. You know what I mean? It's like, how many times are you going to fucking do that? We've seen that before, right? Or am I just fucking having dreams at night? I mean, not that I dream of the Big Show, but I wish I did. But, right? I don't know. Just fucking leave them fucking the way they were. Fucking Don Morocco, one of my favorites of all fucking time. I know I just fucking dated myself. One of the best fucking wrestlers ever in my mind. He's a fucking heel forever. He never, he never switched.
But that's how you believe who he is, right, Chris? Like you believe.
It's like you have. It's like a friend. He's always that type of fucking guy. And all of a sudden, Skits comes on the show next week, and is like he's a born again Christian, and he's really fucking he doesn't swear anymore, and he doesn't say anything derogatory against women's butts. And then 6 weeks later, he's all about, fuck, I'm gonna bang this chick right in her ass. And they were like, wait a minute.
And that's the biggest problem is the wrestlers, when they turn heel to face, aren't themselves. And I'll even go back to when WWE was just characters and they just came up with gimmicks. And one guy you can say this about would be Mr. Perfect. And Mr. Perfect, Vince, I heard if you guys seen the DVD, Vince came to Perfect and said, we need to come up with a name for you. What are you good at? What do you like? And he kind of said, well, I'm good at everything. And he's like, I'm good at baseball. I'm good at. He's like, I'm good at everything. I can do anything. And Vince is like, okay, then you're gonna be Mr. Perfect. And you believed that's who he was. He, always caught the towel. He never missed the bubble gum. He would always flip the pencil perfectly. You believe that's who this guy was, and because that's kind of who he was. And
yeah, I mean, he was awesome in all sports in real life. I mean, that guy, whatever he did was awesome. He achieved all of it. I mean,
yeah, and that's the
all
thing.
The above.
They don't, when they come up with these characters for these guys, they kind of say, this is who you're going to be and do a good job at it. If you just let them be who they want to be, they can do a better job at it because that's who they really are, or that's, what they want to do. It seems like it can get over easier. So, just like even in, if you go to like Ultimate Fighting, UFC or something like that, none of these guys there's no scripts, there's no stories. They get in there and they fight, and when they talk shit on the promos, they're actually talking shit, and it makes interesting story, and makes you want to buy a pay-per-view. I don't know if you guys watch UFC, but Nick Diaz versus George St. Pierre, when Nick Diaz just constantly ran his mouth about how he was George up and blah blah blah. Why can't WWE do that? It's let them be themselves. Just let them go. Let them be themselves. I'm saying within a controlled environment. Don't pull up Eric Bischoff and let them write their own scripts, but let them be themselves.
Well, I think if they just do less of it too. It's like when let's say you have a match and the motherfucker bleeds every match, or you hit him with a chair every match, or on the card, that chair shot by the main event don't mean dick. But if you hit a guy over the head with a chair once every 6 shows or every 10 shows, just one hit, it makes that look like a fucking $1 million. If you do fucking heel turns, once in a while, we sit there and go, holy fuck, can you believe that? The next morning, he turned heel. I can't believe it. You believe that?
Like
There's no more of that. There's no more of that shit. And on a TV level, I mean, we're all like, it's like it waters down. I can't.
Like if Cena turned heel one day, if Cena just said, I've had enough of you fucking people booing me, because we've been trying to get him. We've been trying. I mean, all of us at least, not the kids, but all of us have been trying years.
Talk about setting the world of wrestling on its ear. If they ever decided to go there and let him go, like full throttle, could you imagine? That would change. That might even change the industry. Maybe I'm fucking blowing a little fucking smoke in the world.
I think you're 100% correct.
Can you imagine if they fucking went with that? It would be fucking. And they really did a good story with it and didn't fucking make it stupid. I mean, and he was like the old Cena, the old dick. It would be fucking insane.
Make Cena. Don't turn him heel
not to make him
heel.
And don't try to make him have catchphrases with the crowd so they like the marks like him. Try to make him like a fucking real dick.
Yeah, like a CM Punk dick. Like how CM Punk can just turn into an absolute asshole where no one likes him.
Listen, let me tell you something about that. I think they should did more of that. Him sitting, I fucking loved when they were during matches of guys he was feuding with during that 4-3-4 run, when they would have him sit in the upper deck like fucking God in a suite by himself, fucking quiet, not saying a fucking word. And he only did it a few times. I thought that was and then he would fucking get a promo and cut a promo on the upper deck. That shit has never fucking been done on WWE TV. They should have fucking did that for 6 fucking straight months. That shit was never done before. That to me was fucking insane. I don't know if you remember all that shit. But that was some good stuff.
WWE should have taken note from the pipe bomb and from recent incidents, like who's gotten over more than CM Punk within the last 10 years. I don't think anyone. Like, to do that quick, unbelievable, like you're saying, where it shocks the world. It's only been done, I think, once. I can't think of when it's happened since Hogan turning heel, leg dropping Macho Man. I can't. Can you guys think of anything else where it's been done, where it just shocks the world?
Well, Andre, I mean, when Andre turned on Hogan, probably that was '87 though. But recently, I mean, you'd have to look. I mean, but
at the pipe bomb, it has to be the pipe bomb. I mean, that's something you could say that shocked the world.
It did.
I mean, because in the '80s,
the pipe bomb to me. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I'm saying, back in the '80s, things like little things can shock the world. Like, example, the Hogan body slam Andre the Giant. That shit shocked the world, you know? I mean, now these days, like, fucking Matt Hardy body slam the Big Show ain't a big thing. But it seems like wrestlers have to come out of character and shoot, and that's the shock of the world now. That's the only thing that could shock us today. I don't think, like, somebody beating somebody in a victory is going to shock nobody. I mean, sad to say, that's how it is today. You need to shoot.
The only closest that they could do it, the only person right now I think they could recreate history right now, if they fucking did it right and got their heads together and really thought about what to do, would be a Cena turn.
Yeah.
I think it would turn the business on his fucking on. If they
that
did
would
it
work.
right,
If it,
you know.
That would work if they did it like we did, you know, like unexpectedly. Like, example, Hell in a Cell, he makes a return and he wins the world title, then all of a sudden he backstabs Daniel Bryan. Like, we didn't see that coming, and he joins Triple H. And
I think it needs to be more of a slow turn, though. I don't think it needs to be a shocker. But what's really helping Cena right now is he hasn't been on TV. And absence, it always makes you better.
I disagree, though, real quick, because if you did it slowly, the fans would see it coming a mile away. If you fucking turn him as quickly as possible, and the only way the fans don't on the internet really don't ever fucking talk about a guy when he's injured. You really never hear about what they're doing. It's like they go into a box and they're like, the toy is put away. Him fucking coming back and turning heel like quickly, the internet marks wouldn't have a chance to fucking talk about it or a podcast like we do. You know what I mean? Like, what if, like we're doing now. But if you did it quickly, people are like, holy fuck. You know what I mean? Instead of like, I think he's turning heel next week. No, maybe the next week after that. What do you think? You know what I mean?
I think it would be awesome if, because right now I think this angle's kind of weird with Triple H and Stephanie and Randy. It seems like they need one more big face, and Cena could be that number 4 guy.
And they're with family. They're family. Now he's with fucking Daniel Bryan is going to be a brother-in-law, maybe down the road. And there you got a storyline there. And like you say, they keep saying the face. We need a face. Who's going to be that face? Now, don't they keep saying that?
And I think that would totally, because Cena's the ultimate good guy, and he would never do anything that's against the WWE. And I mean, just even thinking about it kind of gets me excited. And I think that would be the coolest thing that we've seen since the pipe bomb incident.
Yeah.
And it might even be cooler than it. What?
WrestleMania 30 will sell out in a millisecond, and you could rework him with everybody that he's ever worked with in the business 100 times. Imagine what he would do as a heel. You could do it again. Everyone thinks he's old. Motherfucker's still in shape. Okay? He's fucking RoboCop.
Wait,
he's RoboCop.
Chris, I have a question. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you, both of you guys a question. Are you guys still interested today to see a John Cena heel turn? Because I think it's dying down. Like I'm getting to the point where I don't know. Huh?
It was dying down.
Toby,
yeah.
We just painted a picture for you. I mean, that would be a perfect storyline right there. They always keep saying they need a face, and if he joins Triple H and fucking Stephanie, everybody hates him. Everybody. And you know what I'm saying? Good for business. John Cena, cocky, turns on his brother-in-law, soon-to-be brother-in-law. You know what I mean? Everyone's darling.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
And not only that, all the internet marks love Daniel Bryan. So all the internet marks are not going to jump on Cena's side. They're going to stay with Daniel Bryan. You know what I mean? It's sort of like a perfect storm. You know what I mean? Usually when a guy turns heel, like us, we'll fucking fall in love with him. Oh, we fucking love him. We always did. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they turn heel, I'm like, love Cena. But Jesus Christ, it's a perfect storm. And us guys will still fucking hate him because we like Daniel Bryan. It's perfect.
And the message to the WWE also would be, the kids will get over it. I got over it when Hogan turned heel. They'll find someone else. There will be another golden. They'll get over it. Trust me. I mean, I remember I was in denial for I don't know how long that it was. Hogan doesn't know what he's doing.
But, let me cut you off, but I think I'm gonna hit up B-Boy now because I don't know what the fuck was with Joey Ryan.
Hang on. Wait. Let's make an executive poll here. Do you think it's a good idea to even call B-Boy back after kicking him off the air?
Yeah, and then because Joey didn't come on, we called him back. Is that a good idea? I don't know. You guys know more.
I don't think it's a good idea. Let's just.
What time is it?
It's.
Oh fuck! It's 12:50.
Well, it's 9:50 in our time, so.
Nah, we're half hour. We got half hour.
Let's wait for Joey Ryan.
40 minutes.
So seriously, what if Joey Ryan does call in? Are you gonna Are you gonna kick B-Boy off again?
You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a good idea.
All right, fuck it. Let's just don't call B-Boy.
We're having a good
time.
You know what?
I think
he just followed us on Twitter. Actually,
awesome.
What?
B-Boy just followed us on Twitter. Yeah.
B-Boy's the man. I love B-Boy. I don't know why we didn't have him on for 3 hours.
I thought the promo was pretty. I mean, I thought the interview was pretty good. I mean.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Hopefully he wins that strap. I mean, and get some
I think he will.
fucking recognition that he deserves, you know?
Honestly, I think he will because he's going to be booked for PWG next week. He's also booked for another show around here in LA, so I'm pretty sure he'll win the title.
Here's the reason why I think B-Boy might be retiring is because I have Michael Elgin, Kevin Steen. Of course, he said Kevin Steen. We weren't at the QPW show, I guess, when Kevin Steen put him over. But Elgin, Steen, and Scorpio Sky, I guess, all legit called B-Boy in the ring and said, you know, we all looked up to you when we got into this business, and you were one of the guys that were the... And why would they be doing it right now? And the only thing I can think of is that, you know, Benny B-Boy has just, you know, probably gone around and said that you guys are probably going to call it quits pretty soon. So they just want to pay him respect. So that's just my opinion on it. I think he's actually going to probably retire soon. So, I mean,
when's the next? After AWS, this show, when's the next one?
It's going to be in November.
Is it November 30th?
Talking about B-Boy or AWS?
No, I know the next AWS show, but the one following that, AWS. Is it November 30th or something like that?
Yeah. The one I just told Skip about, it's going to be November 30th.
All right.
They do one once every month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. Because
next time I come, I'm going to fucking go to more than just fucking PWG. I'm going to try to fucking figure that out, too.
You're not... To be honest with you, you're seeing the best one as PWG.
I know that, but I'm a guy who likes to see it all. You know what I mean? I'm fucking a dick, and I want to see Santino. I want to fucking see fucking AWS. You know what I mean? I want to. You know, it's not a notch in the belt.
Championship wrestling from Hollywood.
Yeah, I want to experience it all, man. You know, and I want to do it, but it's hard because they're so spread out. You can't. What am I going to stay in LA for fucking 2 weeks?
Play with the Santino Dojo on Thursdays.
I have to live on the fucking 110.
Yeah. You know the Santino Dojo on Thursdays, because it's so small, it's just like a little tiny warehouse.
I love that.
For the 50 people or whatever they cram into that little tiny warehouse, it really amplifies the crowd and makes it just so much cooler because it's so small and it's pretty awesome, and you know, we're gonna see that. I'm probably gonna go tomorrow. I'm not too sure yet. But I'll definitely be there on Halloween. I don't know if Oscar's going to go. Halloween night, they're having that death match.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's between
that.
Pinky and Rosov, I think, right? Or something. I don't know. Pinky and Rosov.
The 50 people in the crowd, just that whole aura about it. That's me. I mean, if anything's me, that's me. More underground is me. If there was 2 people in the crowd and if fucking was good wrestling, I want to be that third dude. I love that
awesome.
shit.
And it's not.
The wrestling
is decent. The wrestling's not great. It's decent. It's all their students that put on the show. But it's fun because everything that you say, even if you're just talking, like having a conversation with your buddy in the front row, everyone can hear it. It's that small to where everyone can hear each other. So you're kind of having a direct, impact on what's going to go on in the ring because your voice is so amplified in that place. It's pretty awesome place.
What does it look like outside? I mean, what is it? Is it a fucking looks like just
the warehouse? Like
that's what I'm saying. It looks like a warehouse. I was about to say it looks like a warehouse.
It is. It's actually a warehouse. It's like this row of buildings. Like if you were to look at like a public storage place where you kind of drive down and there's like warehouse roll up gate, and there's like 10 of them. And one of the roll up gates, you roll up the gate and there's a freaking wrestling ring in there. That's what
I noticed the roll up gate. And in the background, I noticed the roll-up gate. And I was like, wait a minute, that's like to me, because I've never seen it, outside, it's like, it's like a warehouse or a storage or something.
Yeah, and there's no room on each side. To the right and the left of the ring, there is no room other than for maybe one person to walk. And then they put about, on the front and the back of the ring, there's about 3 rows of chairs, maybe 5 chairs long on each side. And that's it. That's it. It's small. You couldn't fit more than 50 people in there. Even if the shows got freaking huge, you couldn't do it. You have to charge $100 for a ticket because if it was that hot of a ticket, because
how much are tickets?
Bigger. Tickets are $10.
They sell out? I mean, is it hard to get tickets?
No, it's not. It's actually every chair. When last time I went a couple of weeks ago, there was only a couple chairs available. So a lot of chairs were taken. I don't know how many of the chairs were taken by students or whatever. I don't know. I forgot to ask them last weekend, but I want to know if I get into these shows for free now that I'm part of their school. Yeah, because it would be kind of nice. But I'm paying tuition, and then I also have to pay to get into the show as a fan. That kind of weird, but yeah, I actually don't know if I get in for free or not. I have to find out. But yeah, I love it. It's cool, and that's definitely something, Chris. That if you did come out here, you should come out here like on a fly out on like a Wednesday, and then we'll go to Santino's on Thursday.
Me and Oscar have talked about it. Believe me, it's all about. I wish it would be around a PWG date. You know what I mean? If I could somehow finagle that whole weekend in, I would do it. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. So,
man, I think if you stay in LA for 2 weeks, like around this time, would have been nice because, like I said, there's these 2 shows coming up: Wrestling Cares and AWS. Then next week you got PWG. And I doubt you go to Bound for Glory. It's a 2-hour drive.
All right, well, 2 weeks is a long time, man. Whose house am I staying after my credit card runs out at fucking
Yeah.
Well, I could say a few days to Radisson, but
if I could find something that maybe if PWG and AWS have back-to-back days, then I'll let you know. But I doubt PWG will have a show in November. Huh?
I'll just sleep in Santino's warehouse.
Yeah. But it's sitting back in the ring.
Toby got the keys. I'll just.
I don't have no fucking keys. I don't have no fucking keys to the place. No. Yeah. But it's pretty cool. I love the atmosphere at Santino's. I got nothing but I have nothing but good shit, honestly, to say about Santino's right now. It's such a cool atmosphere. I love it feels if there's any place that feels like a family atmosphere at Santino's, you really feel like you're part. When you sign up for that school, they make you feel like you're now part of the Santino's family, and that's just what I feel like. I've only been there for 2 weeks now, but all the wrestlers that have been there for a while are so encouraging of you when they're showing you stuff. If you don't do it right, they don't get on you. They just say, no, try it again. Let's get this right. We're not going to move on until you get it right. Try it, and when you finally get it, everyone's just, very. Yeah, good job. You finally got it.
Positive.
It's an awesome atmosphere. I can see why I can see why you hear nothing but good crap out of there. It's an awesome place to work. Joey Chaos has something going on there. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I can see it a mile away, and when, when you see it with me at least, and I want to experience it. So eventually, go ahead, Oscar.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we should go a little commercial break right now, and I think after the break, let's just fucking do a round table on something. You know, I guess Chris, you never done a round table, huh? Like you never started one.
Well, we're doing one right now. I thought.
I did. It's
well,
your turn.
I don't know what.
All right, go to break. I got to pee, so go on break. I got to pee. I'll be right back.
All right, then. Well,
too much info. Too much info.
I got to go pee.
All right, then.
What's up, guys? This is Candace Vishal, and you are listening to Wrestling Heads Radio. Woohoo!
Yo, welcome to WH Radio. Today's show is brought to you by the good people down at WrestlingRambles.com. For the latest in wrestling news, in-depth blog, and hot topic discussion, hit up WrestlingRambles.com. Remember, it's not just any ramble, but a Wrestling Rambles. WrestlingRambles.com. And also special thanks to Ring Rust Radio and FLTDWrestling.com. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just trying to take a little commercial break. I hope Toby stopped peeing already. Grace, still there?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I got your Voxer message. But anyway, we got a half hour left.
I'm back.
You got half hour.
I didn't even wash my hands.
Oh, you sick fuck.
I'm in my own house.
He's hardcore.
You know, I've been noticing lately, WWE been showing, I don't know why they're doing it, but they're just showing videos of wrestlers' debuts. I don't know why they're doing it, but I don't know if you guys caught that lately. Have you guys caught that? Like, they've been showing debuts of wrestlers.
I definitely have seen it, but I haven't put two and two together, so. But now that you brought it up, now I know.
Hey, Goldberg DVD's out. Is Mysterious Mexican happy?
I think he's going to go buy it the first day it comes out.
It's already out.
Oh, it's already out? I don't know. I don't think he bought it yet. I mean,
I kind of want to go and buy it.
The only person who could answer is Mysterious Mexican. Mysterious Mexican, you can call in if you want to. I know you listen to the damn show. You can call in, or you just fucking tweet us at Wrestling and let us know if you got it or not, because I doubt he got it. I think he's been in the house all day watching fucking baseball and shit.
I love Mysterious Mexican.
Hey, but he's a Dodger fan, so he knows the Dodgers are going to play St. Louis this weekend.
Yeah.
And I just read some report right now. I guess somebody got suspended from WWE. Hold on, I'm trying to read it now. Top WWE officials allegedly suspended for offering alcohol to a recovering diva. Michael Hayes.
Michael Hayes, yeah.
Yeah, trying to.
Well, he has history. He has history of acting aloof in the back. As soon as she got out of rehab, he offered her fucking some alcohol.
Which diva?
What's her space?
Rosa Mendez.
Yeah, Rosa Mendez.
Wait, okay, so she got out of rehab for
alcohol.
She was drinking and driving. She got a DUI, wasn't she?
Oh, and he was.
Yeah, and other things too. She's been in like domestic violence and a lot of shit. So.
Oh, so he was goofing with her.
Yeah.
He was being a boy. Yeah, he's
a freebird, man.
Hey,
he's a fucking fabulous freebird, man. Listen,
he's being a boy.
One of my fucking favorite fucking staples of all time, and one of my favorite wrestlers was Terry Gordy, but he's dead. But the Freebirds were fucking the epitome. Maybe you just fucking ball busted, man. Have a sip. Hey, you got to rehab? I've been to rehab 12 times this month.
Yeah.
You know?
Ask Jake the Snake what happened when he got out of rehab. It was the same shit. These boys are going to be boys.
Oh.
They do it all the time.
They probably bought him a fucking big bottle of Crown.
It's amazing what publicizing the company does for the wrestling business, because it's just not the way it used to be. And Jake the Snake talks about how when he came back in '96 and after he finally got sober, he's been sober for like over a year, and he'd leave his coke in his locker room, and he'd come back and go to drink his Coke, and there'd be fucking whiskey in his Coke, and he'd hear all the boys laughing in the background, because he just took a big drink of whiskey instead of Coke, and and
just
so
boys,
that's just how they are. Yeah, that's the business, and kind of sucks that it's come to this now. I don't know. I'm kind of sticking up for Michael Hayes here because that's what it sounds like to me. I don't know the whole story, but that's just what it sounds like to me. It's boys being boys.
Yeah. Well, also, just to let you guys know, today is actually, on our time, me and Toby, it's still time, but it's too late for Chris, but today is actually Eddie Guerrero's birthday. If he was still alive today, he would have been 46 years old. I mean, Eddie Guerrero is one of the top greats. I mean, I'm glad I met the guy a few weeks before he died. I have a picture on my Facebook with him. I mean, like I said, I think I said this when we had P.P. Ray on the show. I said that the day I met him, he was high on something. I mean, he had to take I don't know if he was on weed or something else, because I know he did more than just weed. But he looked like shit that day. He looked like shit. So
yeah, I don't know what happened with his autopsy. I guess they said that he died of a heart attack or whatever, a major heart attack in sleep. Is that what was the final diagnosis?
But the thing is, when you do drugs for years, you could quit all you want. Same thing happened to Road Warrior Hawk. The damage is done, and you could strike at any minute. I mean, your heart could only take so much. And pills, I mean, it gets you in the end.
Yeah, I kind of don't believe that, I remember that Chavo saying that said he was 3 years sober to the day he died or whatever, and I honestly, I have a hard time believing that, because I was in the same boat as you, Oscar, when I saw him outside of a Raw one night, or it might have been a SmackDown, I don't know, and he got out of his limo. He looked fucked up. Like, he looked like he was on something, and it was just like, I thought this guy was sober, and he's getting out of the limo looking fucked. Now, when it came to showtime, he was on. He looked like Eddie Guerrero. But walking into that arena, he looked fucked up.
The greats could do that. The greats could do. And here's the thing about him. I'm sure that, popping a little bit, with the norm back in the day. But I don't know about you, but the dude was fucking brick house his upper body. I'm pretty sure he didn't get that by fucking doing push-ups every fucking 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that does damage to the fucking heart as well. I mean, that dude was fucking top-heavy. I remember he came back from that leg injury. He came back, and I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, and he was just like three times as big.
He's gassed. He couldn't get any bigger. He literally, his skin couldn't stretch any fucking bigger. He was enormous, I thought. I was like, okay. Somebody met the gas dealer. He was on something.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he was fucking awesome.
Yeah, my best Eddie Guerrero memory, I should say, wasn't even like a memory. It was we were kind of ripping on him. I was at a SmackDown, and if you guys remember the whole thing with Rey Mysterio and Rey Mysterio's son and Eddie Guerrero, it was really his son or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You guys remember the whole storyline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was the very first, I was there at SmackDown the very first night when that happened, and when he's talking to Rey Mysterio's kid on the playground, and he's calling him over and asking him if he wants some candy and stuff like that. And they was on the Titantron. I swear, like half the arena, everyone in my section, it was actually the guys next to me who started the chant. And then I joined in with them. We got half the arena started chanting Michael Jackson. And it was the funniest chant to this day, because we got half the arena going, Michael Jackson. And oh my God, I was laughing so hard that I couldn't even chant it anymore. I was like crying. I was laughing so hard, and it just made so much sense because the trial was going on, I think, at the time. And it was just so funny. And I wish it would have showed up on TV, because it didn't show up on TV because the Titantron was going, and it didn't make it.
They muted it. They muted it out. But the best was the best when he announced that he was his father. He goes, "I'm your father." That was the best.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, Chris and Toby. Toby, you saw me in the last PWG show. I wore that Eddie Guerrero shirt, and Chris, you saw me at that Kevin Steen show at the end when he was messing around with my friend Josh with that white family thing, whatever.
Yeah.
I did wear that shirt. It says I'm your papi. That was from that feud he had with Rey Mysterio. That supposedly is Rey Mysterio's son. He was actually the father of Rey Mysterio's son, supposedly. And yeah, I remember I bought that shirt during that feud. Yeah.
So who
was
that kid? Was that really Rey Mysterio's kid, or what?
Yes.
That is Rey Mysterio's kid. But the story in the storyline wise is that supposedly Eddie Guerrero, they used his semen to get Rey Mysterio's wife pregnant, something like that. Because supposedly Rey was shooting blanks.
Now both of you, I don't know if both of you saw the top. The WWE just released that DVD. It's on Netflix too. It's on there. So look tonight. It's the top 25 rivalries of all time. It's really done really fucking well. And one of them is the Mysterio Eddie Guerrero feud, and they go over for like 5 to 10 minutes. Every piece by piece of the story. Watch it. It's on Netflix.
All right, 25. Question. That top 25
really
is
good.
Only WWE or?
No. Of all time, everywhere.
Okay,
They have Bruiser
even
Brody.
at the time
they
when
have
WCW. Even the
they have
WCW
everything.
days when.
They have
No,
ECW,
I'm talking about Guerrero and. I'm talking about Guerrero and Mysterio. Even the time at WCW when they had a feud.
No, just the father son. They explain the whole fucking thing, and it's not kayfabe either. They actually tell like the behind the scenes what the hell happened. They have fucking everybody. ECW. They have fucking Bruiser Brody, Abdullah the Butcher. I mean, they do the whole wrestling.
Wow.
Everything. It's really and it's really done well. It was surprising. I thought it was like a throwaway. I was like, I ain't fucking watching this. And I think the first one was Taz Sabu feud when they were in ECW. I was like, okay, I'm watching this. Yeah, it was done really well. Piper Snuka, they did it all.
Piper Snuka. You had to have Austin Rock there. They have to have that shit there.
Yeah, they had that. Piper, Hogan, everything.
Bret Hart, Michaels.
It's actually done. Yeah, it's actually done pretty fucking well. Shockingly.
That's cool.
Wow.
Give it a watch.
Yeah, they had to put Piper Hogan because during that time, Hogan, you can see the Hulkamania era. I think his best feud has to be Roddy Piper. I mean, after that, what do you get things? Sergeant Slaughter? No. Undertaker? No. Earthquake? No. I mean, it has to be Piper. They went at it for years, didn't they?
That started business. Basically, in '85. I mean, the fucking MSG was fucking popping. Fucking WrestleMania 1 was popping. The cartoon was popping. Everything, you know. Saturday Night Main Event was popping. That all came from Piper Hogan. You know what I mean? Piper was the ultimate. I fucking hate him. And back then, you didn't like the heels. You know what I mean? Even grandmas didn't like the heels. They'd fucking hit him with the cane in the fucking house shows. And, like, I remember my grandmother hated Piper. Oh, I'd fucking hit him with a cane. I was like, well, you're going to have to fly there because it's not hitting the TV.
You just reminded me of the story that my dad told me about Freddie Blassie. He told me there was an incident one time that a fan actually stabbed him in the leg.
Yeah.
And then this story was actually true because I saw some documentary that Freddie Blassie did that some fan did actually stab him in the leg. So he went in the back, took the knife off, he put peroxide, and he went back to the ring.
Yeah, it happened a lot back then. The Terry Funk's book is the best story. Well, they all got stabbed. All the legends in Memphis and all, they all got stabbed. But the one story in Funk's book, he was fucking, he was a heel, and down there, I'm just going to say Memphis, for example, and he fucking went straight to the car because those guys had to get out of the arena quick. They're going to get murdered. You had to leave, and you had to drive through crowds. And he was actually wiping himself with a towel in the car in the back seat. He kept trying to feel. He felt like he got fucking hit in the back, like he had an itch. And he kept fucking hitting it. And then I guess whoever was sitting next to him says, you got a fucking dagger in your back. And the knife went in his back, and they broke the handle off. He had the knife in his back, and he didn't know he was even stabbed. Is that fucking crazy? Someone fucking jabbed him.
How real people thought the business was back then, how much they actually hated these guys.
They stabbed him on the way back.
It's unreal.
You know what's funny? I heard about this like a few months ago that down there in Mexico, they feel like the business is real out there. Like they have like real heat against the heels in Mexico. So
Puerto Rico too.
I don't know if you
Puerto Rico too.
They probably have that 80s views, huh?
Puerto Rico as well is very heated. They go against the heels. It's very old school as well.
Yeah, because sometimes I do watch that Lucha Libre thing on the Spanish channel. I watch it like once in a while, and I hear like loud boos, like more than the WWE crowd boos, but I never see no crazy shit like they started going in the ring, or like I've seen WWE fans done crazier shit in Mexico, but I never heard stories about like, oh, they've been waiting for the wrestlers in the back, they wanted to fight like they do with like in Philly with the Dudley Boys. I never heard the stories about that, but it is real heat. They think it's real out there, so I mean that's
fucking
cool
Blackjack
out
Mulligan
there in Mexico.
Blackjack Mulligan, I heard a fucking story. He was fucking sliced. There's a fucking 18-inch fucking slice in his belly with a fucking dirty knife. A dirty knife. Now, you know, I'm talking about a dirty knife with fucking shit on it. Like, fucking, he's going to have to go get shots now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those weapons weren't clean. It's wild shit. That shit was, that was heat. There ain't no heat today. That's fucking heat back then.
Advanced security now these days? Heck no. Ever since the 9/11
book, if you read those books, those cops fucking hated the guys. They weren't protecting. They were fucking too scared for themselves. They fucking hated the heels too.
So back in the day, you had to suck being a heel because, like in the 80s or 70s, because anybody could bring a fucking knife in some kind of venue and you could get stabbed. Today, there's always a fucking like some kind of security breach, or not breach, but advanced security. Ever since 9/11, there was some kind of security. Well, PWG they don't. Well, it doesn't work because today everybody loves heels today. Shit, I like all the heels.
Yeah.
You don't see nobody stabbing Adam Cole.
What do you guys didn't Bobby the Brain Heenan almost get shot one night?
Yeah, I read that.
Fuck.
Yep, someone shot in the crowd.
Someone actually tried to shoot him, and he brought a gun in and just tried to shoot him, and they got him out of there.
You heard gunshots. They actually shot into the crowd. Yeah, read those books, man. I buy every old school book, man. I fucking buy. I read. It's riveting shit, man. If it's an old school dude, the 70s, like in Memphis or whatever, I don't give a fuck if they were curtain jerkers. I read it because those are the best fucking stories, and that shit's real. I mean, I wish that someone make a movie about it, but. I mean, look at Bruiser Brody, how he got killed in Puerto Rico. Fucking Jose Gonzalez, fucking allegedly, I'll just put it that way in case he's listening, fucking a former a wrestler, fucking stabbed him, I heard, with a fucking 12-inch blade in the fucking bathroom stall, in showers. And Bruiser Brody is larger than life. He's a god. And they fucking basically left him laying there to fucking bleed like a pig. And Jose Gonzalez is fucking free to this day. And they never fucking got convicted of murder. So imagine that. I mean, that's Bruiser Brody. That's Bruiser Brody, for God's sake, murdered.
Some crazy stuff.
Wrestling was a little bit different.
Yeah, old school wrestling is totally different from what it is today, and it kind of, in a way, it's, I don't know if it's better for the business for it to be where everyone kind of knows it's not real, and we all love heels because they're cool, and we know that they're not really assholes. I don't know if that's good for business or if it's bad for business. Ultimately, you got to say it's bad for business, but then also you have to say that no one's legitimately getting, their lives aren't really in danger anymore, as they used to be when people really thought this shit was real. Because I mean, imagine if, so we'll go back to Eddie Guerrero. Imagine if we really thought that the whole thing with Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio was true, and he was really being a dick, and if everyone believed that was really real, you'd have some people out there that would want to probably kill Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yeah, imagine if that happened in the early 80s.
Because people out there that have kids
in Mexico. Imagine if that happened in Mexico in like 1982. That would be world news. Because there's some shit going on, or anywhere, fucking New York City in 1982. That'd be major shit. I mean, back in the day, you would have a riot for a hair match. Someone fucking, a baby face like Lawler would get his hair fucking cut off in his hometown. Can you imagine? Fuckers are trying to kill people.
Well, I know in the 70s they made a big thing when Jared Ickler did the power driver on Andy Kaufman, and everybody thought he really fucked up his neck, and it was on the news like everywhere. You know that feud he had with Jerry Lawler was on every talk show, like Johnny Carson, like everybody was talking about that shit. Like fuck, man. This is before WrestleMania.
Yeah, I got a DVD of that. I have someone made me a compilation DVD of that. It's like 6 hours long. It's every promo, every match, every spot on TV, the entire feud, and it's fucking fascinating. I think it's like 82. That shit will never be done again. Never.
Well, if WWE wants to go public with things, they gotta involve one person in this, like some kind of celebrity. The best person I can say, you guys might rip me off, probably people on Twitter, but if somehow they get LeBron James involved with WWE somehow, I think they'll create a lot of buzz.
As a heel?
No, as anyone. Just even have him on the show.
Huh?
No, I mean, like, just have him on a show, or I don't understand you. Put him in a
like he gets involved some kind of rivalry, like kind of like what WCW did with. Like what they did with Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone. Like he doesn't have to wrestle another basketball player. He could.
I think it all comes down to if the dude could work in the ring. I mean, obviously, Karl Malone just put his hands up in the air and really didn't do it. We did a couple clotheslines. But if LeBron came in and was a total dick and everyone hates LeBron already, that's already been solved. But if he came in and actually worked, actually did some nice shit, because he's athletic, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's funny, like when Rodman was in the NWO, he did wrestle some matches and he did take bumps and everything, and this is when he was still in the NBA, with the Chicago Bulls. Yep. And he could have got injured. He could have got injured. He could have had a season-ending injury just doing wrestling. I don't know how the Bulls let him do it. I don't know how the Bulls let him do.
Honestly, I think they just wanted him. I just think they didn't want him to come to practice that day. They're like, all right, we're done. Go ahead, go wrestle Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay Leno, come on now.
That was good.
Want to talk about David Arquette as well?
No.
No, that was good for the business though at the time. Everyone was watching WCW at that moment in time. Everyone was. Doesn't matter who you were. Even
nothing
wrestling
was good about Jay Leno, about him getting Hogan in an armbar.
It was
great. Selling.
It was great. It got people talking. It did what it was supposed to do, and that was get people watching the product. You had you had WCW people, you had wrestling people, you had celebrities, you had casual people, you had everyone tuned in to watch Jay Leno wrestle Hulk Hogan. And they did. That's what they did.
I vomited and threw up
saw it.
all over the fucking place. No, I turned it off. Jerked off, and I think I left. Honestly, when he kept pointing at his chin because he's got a big chin, I was like, okay. And then when he got Hogan in an armbar and sold it for like a while, like he was on his knees, I went, thank God I have a legal cable, and I turned it off anyway. I turned off a legal cable for free. I had it. And yes, I just told the world I had a legal cable. Sorry.
I had the black box back then too, and that's the only reason why I saw it. But that's just funny you said that. But yeah, Jericho even mentioned it in his book, talking about how he goes when he saw Leno get put in the armbar, he's like, "What the fuck are they doing?" And then he says he opens up the paper the next day, and on the front fucking page of the newspaper, there's Hogan in an armbar. And that's when Jericho goes, "Oh, okay, I get it now." And then you look back.
Of course, yeah.
There's a million photographers around the ring taking pictures of it, and that's what it was.
Oh yeah, entertainment standpoint, absolutely, I totally understand. But as me, a guy who watches Andy Kaufman fucking Jerry Lawler matches at 3 a.m., that kind of makes me vomit because I'm a fucking nerd.
A hardcore wrestling fan would hate it, but
I'm a nerd.
As a casual fan, like I didn't have any problem with Snooki being a part of WrestleMania a couple of years ago. I had no problem with it because it got people talking.
She did a good bump. She did a good bump. I remember that. But it got my friends talking about it. My friends who don't even watch wrestling. It got people who watch Jersey Shore because Jersey Shore at the time was just hot. That's what everyone was talking about. It was on South Park. If you're on South Park, you're being talked about.
is what everyone was talking about. And my friends were talking about it. They don't even watch wrestling, and they're like, "Hey, you watch wrestling, right? Is Snooki wrestling or something?" You know, and I'm like, "Yeah, she's on pay-per-view or whatever. She's gonna be on Raw."
Wait a minute.
Like,
Were they dudes?
What?
Dude said that? Dude said that?
Dude said that, dude. Everyone was watching the show. I wasn't.
You know what?
I watched it. I watched every episode. I ain't gonna lie. I watched it.
I did not watch it, so I have no idea. But yeah, dudes were.
I thought it was good. I'm not gonna hate on it. I watched it.
You know what? This just reminded me. This is just recently. I mean, sorry to bring up the Divas, but that Total Divas show. I mean,
everyone take a shot.
Yeah. These chicks I know, like these chicks I know, they watch the damn show. I'm like, what the fuck? I've been seeing their Facebook posts, Twitters, and I'm like I never talked to them once about wrestling, and then they're all talking about this Total Divas show, and this show is like giving them like huge ratings. I mean, to be honest with you, I won't be surprised they make more ratings than Raw because of that Diva show. It's just like one of those things. Because it's like. Well, because it's one of those things that girls like. Like, they like to watch reality shows. They like watching shows like The Bad Girls Club, or I know something else, like the one you guys were talking about right now, Jersey Shore, all those stupid reality shows. That's what like females like to watch, and they add that shit in there. And look, you're creating not only wrestling fans, but other fans, like, they're not watching wrestling. They're all into this damn show, Total Divas. For the business and for making money, it's good. For the hardcore wrestling fan, this is absolutely destroying the in-ring product for the women. And they're going to need to do two titles, like I was saying pretty soon. You need to have the women's title and the Divas title. And the Divas title can be whoever the hottest chick is or whoever the females like the most. But you're killing the in-ring product because when a woman... If you get them to switch over from Total Divas to WWE, most girls are going to want to see what they're seeing on Total Divas. They're not going to, most girls are probably going to care less about, oh man, this girl can actually wrestle. Oh, this is cool. They don't want to see that shit. They want to see what they're watching on Total Divas, and they just kind of want to tune into a different show. And so I think they're trying to get them emotionally. They're trying to get women emotionally invested in the product and get another audience. And I mean, I honestly, I watched the first two episodes and I haven't watched one since, I swear to God, because I honestly thought that they were going to, like, unveil the mask of what it's like in reality, like really do it. Like, Sarah Del Rey would have been in it and, actually, like, explain what's really going on, because they didn't. And then they started having that Eva Marie, and they were characters, and I was like, I'm out. You know what I mean? As soon as they made non-wrestlers the focal point, I was out. If they really told the story of how Sarah Del Rey's training and how these girls are advancing, I'd watch it. But no, it's not. I don't care about a girl's hair. I don't care about a girl's show. It's not. Yeah. It's not a wrestling show. Oh yeah. Yes, it is. You're not going to watch. It's by design. Yeah, it's not. Girls aren't going to want to watch how, another girl teaches another girl how to wrestle. No. Yeah. Hang on, guys. Guys, hang on. Here, my girlfriend wants to say something. Here.
Okay. Hello?
Where the hell you been?
Yeah, Hypergirl, where the hell have you been?
Where have you been?
You just made up Joy Ryan for us, so here you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Hypergirl.
All right, let it go. Go ahead.
Well, okay, I disagree with Toby completely on what he was saying, because I work with a bunch of chicks, okay? And they all watch Total Divas because it comes right on after the Kardashians, and they are all asking me questions about wrestling now. Like, they want to come to the indie shows. They want to know who the wrestlers are. They want to know what's up. So I'm just saying, I think
October
that
19th,
huh?
Hey, okay, hold on. Hypergirl, there's wrestling cares. You can bring them this Saturday. You can bring them to AWS on Sunday. PWG next weekend. You can bring them there.
They might come, who knows? But they're all like, all up in the business with the wrestling girls, and I have to explain to them, this girl's good, this girl sucks. I like her, like she knows how to wrestle. This girl, doesn't know how to wrestle, but I'm telling you guys now that a lot of the girls that watch Total Divas are starting to become interested in wrestling. So
That's all I'm saying right
something.
now. That's all I'm saying right now. So, I mean, these girls I know, I never spoke one word about wrestling with them, and I see them on Facebook posts or Twitter and all that shit that they're talking about Total Divas. And maybe it's because what you just said. It comes after the Kardashians. Everybody watched the fucking Kardashians. I don't watch it, but shit, the whole world's Kardashians.
WWE knows what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
They want to see Kim Kardashian's ass.
And then another thing here is that there's people like Eva Marie that's on the show. And I don't know if you guys know this, but she has more followers than both of the Bella Twins and any other of the divas right now. So, I mean, these girls are just blowing up. I mean, it's hard, not to watch them because they're so, infectious. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Like I said, WWE knows what they're doing. They're a machine. They're a machine, and they got another audience, and they know what they're doing.
All right, well, we're running out of time. I think we should give out our Twitters, and just for our listeners, we apologize about Joey Ryan. You guys were opening the year, Joey Ryan, but we'll work on it. Hopefully we get him back on. So, yeah. Toby, Chris, you want to give out your Twitter?
ROH Code is following on that, and don't forget about Hypergirl.
Yes, Hypergirl.
It's hyper_girl84, and since I'm on the mic, I guess I'll give out Toby.
No.
His is fuck you, suck a dick, or also.
All right. Well, you can follow me at Sinister632. Follow us in Wrestling Heads. Follow us on Instagram, Vine. Until Monday.
We're on the after show, aren't we?
Huh?
Are we on the after show right now?
Director's cut.
Yes, we are.
We're on the director's cut right now.
Wait, before you might get cut off like you did on Matt the other day. Let's do this. Let me just finish off. Just in case we get cut off, just follow us, and hopefully till Monday you can hear us. Now, the after show. What's going on?
My Twitter is fuck you, suck a dick. Can you
know what's funny? You know what's gonna be great on the after show if we totally change characters and critiqued each other. I don't like when you said, and just totally become not what we are on the air.